Okay, let's do another working backwards problem. Stephen made a batch of samosas for his family one night. At dinner, they only ate 1/3 of the samosas. He gave 1/8 of the leftovers to his daughter Holly for her lunch the next day. He then put 6 in the freezer for another day. He put 2/3 of the remainder in the refrigerator for dinner the next night and gave the last 5 to his son, who's meeting up with some friends later for a game night. How many samosas did Stephen make? This is a classic working backwards problem. It's not much fun trying to do this by either guess and check or algebra, but working backwards, not too bad. So the last thing that happened was that I put 2/3 of the samosas in the fridge, and after that there were just 5 left that went to my son. Since 2/3 went into the fridge, the 5 at the end must have been 1/3. So before putting the 2/3 in the fridge, there were 15, because 5 is 1/3 of 15. Now that 15 was what was left after putting 6 in the freezer, so there must have been 21 before that. That 21 was after giving 1/8 to my daughter. How many were there before that? Gave away 1/8, I was left with 21. A common wrong answer is 162, which is 21 times 8. That's wrong. The 21 that were left over were not 1/8 of the amount, but what was left after giving away 1/8. So to find out how many there were before giving away 1/8 would solve it visually. I divided the samosas into 8 equal parts and gave away one of them, the red one. The 7 left were the 21 samosas, so each equal part was 3. When we put back in the red one, that makes 21. The original 8 parts must have been 24 samosas. Before giving his daughter some, there were 24. Now you can also solve this by using algebra. You could set up an equation saying that 21 equals 7/8 of x, and you'll still get 24. And if you like doing it that way, go for it. Some students like algebra, some students not as much. But that 24 is what I had before giving away any to my daughter. And that was after the family ate 1/3 of all the samosas. Well, after eating 1/3 of the samosas, 24 were left, so we're going to solve it visually again. Divide the original batch into 3 equal parts, give away one of those parts, the remaining 2 parts are 24, so each circle represents 12 samosas, and originally there were 36. So we've solved it. Originally there were 36 samosas, that's how many I made, and it's pretty easy to check it by working forward. Start with 36. 1/3 were eaten at dinner. 1/3 of 36 is 12. Subtract that from 36, we are left with 24. Have 24, 1/8 of 24 is 3, give that many to my daughter, left with 21, etc. The great thing about working backwards problems is you can always check them by working forwards at the end.